Wow. My hair is like a mess. Like, what is going on? Anyways. Okay, but now it's so curly. Anyways. Hey guys. Welcome back to my channel. Story and day 13. Today's story is about an unknown figure in the back of a car. So, when I was still living in Aurora, my sister got her permit and wanted to drive everywhere, like she still does. And if she ain't driving, she's got to be in the passenger seat. And it was towards the beginning, so she was still kind of like learning different things about like the street signs and the lights and stuff. And I don't remember where we were going. It might have been to like 7-Eleven or something, or like to get food. And either way, wherever we were going, we came across this light. And we were in the left-hand turning lane. And so on the street, for the turning lanes, you have an arrow. And then for the lanes that are going straight, they have the straight away light. Well, our light was red and was an arrow, but the other people, their light turned green. And because it turned green, she thought that her light was also green, so she went. And, well, see what happened was, it's the same light that has the camera, so she got flashed. And I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, the light was green. I said, no, we had an arrow. It was red. And she was like, oh. And I was like, Dad's gonna kill us. And she was like, oh my God. And, it was just the two of us, humans, in the car. And they have this thing where, because the camera and everything, and when you have to pay for, like, whatever fines you might get, they send you the picture, or, like, the link, or, whatever. And so, I don't remember how long in between from that happening to when, we got the notice in the mail. It might have been, like, maybe a week or two. And on some random day, I don't remember where I was, and I don't remember where my sister was. We might have been coming home from, like, school or something. Or maybe even work. I don't know. And he messages my sister. And is like, he was like, I got the image back from when you ran the red light. But who's the third person in the car? And my sister was like, third person? There wasn't a third person. No, I was in school. I was in college. And when they had said that, it was either I was at school or I was at my friend's house. One of the two. But he was like, yeah, there's another person, who is that? And where was I? Because I didn't get to see it for a couple days. I think I was at a friend's house for a couple days. And it wasn't until I was coming back home that I was able to see it. Either way, that's what happened. And so she's texting me about it, trying to figure out if I knew who the third person was. And neither of us can figure it out. And when we get home, we're like, okay, show us this picture that you're talking about. And so my dad's like, oh, okay. So he goes off, he gets the image or whatever, and he brings it to us, and he hands it to me. And it looks like something rose from the dead. Lo and behold, like, her and I swore, like, we were the only two people in the car. Like, there was not a third person in the car. And no matter how much we talked about that, my dad was like, no, there's a third person in this picture. And he showed it, and the third person looked like they had risen up from the dead. Like, it was, you could not even tell, like, what it was. Like, it looked like a demon was sitting in between my sister and I, because she was in the passenger seat, or she was in the driver's seat, and I was in the passenger seat, and there was something in the back, but it wasn't no other person, because what? And it scared the both of us. Like, my soul dropped. Like, oh my God, what is that? And, you know, we're all talking about it and everything, and then I was like, how did you get this, first of all? He was like, oh, I got it off online. And I was like, can I blow the image up and get, like, maybe a closer look, because it looked blurry, and you couldn't really see where, like, its face was. And looking at it, wow, I'm laughing because I know the answer. I know. This is one of those, it's very creepy in the beginning, but then it turns out to be hilariously funny. I hope I didn't just ruin that by saying that. But, so I was like, can I, like, blow the image up so I can get a better look, because you can't really distinguish a face from this. And, you know, whatever it was, it looked like it was looking at me, but then at times it looked like it was looking at her, so we couldn't tell. And I was like, what is this? And my dad was like, yeah, you can go onto the internet, onto the website, and you can get a closer look. And I was like, I really don't want to do this, but I really have to do this. So I went downstairs and I walked over to the office desk, and I plopped on down and I clicked on the picture. And I was like, oh my God. Whew. And you just scared me. Perfect timing. She's gonna catch the end of the story. I'm already laughing and I haven't even told them. So it was one of those things where the picture doesn't load all at once. So you either have from the top down loading or from the bottom up loading. And when the entire picture finished loading, my entire body just, like, sunk. Because at first I was like, what is that?
What the hell was that?
And then I blew the picture up.
We blew the picture up.
Because I did not want to do this by myself. And so Ashley, she came downstairs with me, and we were, you know, doing this, and it looked scarier on the computer than it did printed out and in our hands. So we were terrified to, like, click on it. I don't think I moved it off the...
That's it. Gracias.
Yeah. So we blew it up.
I want to see if you tell this next part right.
And, okay, well, now that you said that, I'm probably going to mess it up, and then you're going to be like, no, that's not what happened. Thanks for blowing that directly into my eyeball. Literally. Quite literally.
Stop, I was going to say that.
I already feel like I'm gonna mess it up now that you said that.
Just say it.
So we blew the image up, and we both had like that moment of, oh my god, like, because we were terrified. Like, it looked like something had risen up from the dead.
Like a freaking demon.
It looked like a
sitting behind
demon.
me.
And and so like we fast clicked it. We were like ding, and so it loaded in, and the first second that we had seen it,
The first few seconds.
our stomachs kind of like dropped, and we were like, "What is that?" And are you leaving to go get Mom?
Yes, and well,
Sorry about that. And we were like, what is that? And then out of nowhere, we see it.
Nope.
I knew she was gonna be like, nope. Okay, without giving it away.
Basically, out of nowhere, I'm staring at it, and I'm kind of like, I don't know what this could be. Like
The
there's
picture's blown
literally-
up.
There's literally a freaking demon sitting behind me. And, you know, we're sitting there longer and longer, and I'm trying to find different ways to look at it. To
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
see, like, what else it could be.
Like, we thought maybe it was, like, the ghost of our grandma sitting there. We thought maybe it was one of our friends, and so we had to talk, like, did we have such and such in the car? And we're like, no.
And so then it hits me, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And Todd's like, what? What is it? What? And I'm like, that's
Wait!
oh my gosh.
You did not say that because we blew it up. And then when we blew it up, we seen what it was because it was much clearer when we blew it up. Like, made
Yeah,
the
I
image
know.
bigger.
We blew it up, and you couldn't tell what it was at first.
I really couldn't. I was looking at the blown
That's
up
why
picture.
I said we sat there for a minute, and then I realized what it was, and then I said, "Oh my god, that's blank," and and you were like, "Oh my gosh!" And so we started cracking up.
Okay, so before I say what it is, leave me a comment and tell me what you think it is. I'm 99% sure you're gonna get it wrong, but there's also 99% sure that you could get it right. I don't know. We're staring at the fully clear picture. Like,
It's
over
not
here.
blurry.
come here.
My hair's kind of raggedy. I don't care.
Your hair's kind of cute, so stop. Like, we're literally looking at the picture, and it's just as clear as you're seeing us right now, with the thing in between us.
Well, it was behind me because I was driving.
And
Anyway, so
She
I'm
sees
sitting
it.
there, and I figured out what it was. So out of nowhere, of us just being creeped out and confused, I'm all like, "Oh my gosh!" Can I say it?
Go ahead.
That's freaking Charlie.
It's Charlie, our dog.
So then you can't see it. It's literally just Charlie sitting in the back seat. And
It was Charlie.
this is literally what happened after I said that. So you basically got a front row seat.
Oh, I just lost it. I just died of laughter because after I see, okay,
Like after you realize
When
what
you
it is,
don't know-
you can't unsee it.
when you don't know what the hell you're looking at, and
It looks
an
creepy.
ear starts looking like an eyeball, like the crease in the ear looks like an eyeball, and the nose looks like a mouth, or and just things start to look funky when you don't know what you're looking at. And then when it's made clear what you're looking at, you picture it in your head and how it's supposed to look, and you're like, oh, I see it. So,
Especially when it was like, I don't know what all you told them because obviously
It's
I walked in
Charlie.
like in the middle, but Especially when, like...
You actually walked in at the end. I literally have a minute left.
Yeah, I know. I walked in at the end of your story, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
But, like, especially considering it was a ticket, and so, like, obviously you don't get that, like, right away. And so you completely forget about it until you get it in the mail.
Exactly. So it's completely, like,
And-
went over our heads that we had Charlie with us.
Then it's the fact that, like, our dad says,
Who's the
I
third
don't-
person with you?
I'm not going to be mad, but I want to know, was there another person in the car with you? And I'm like,
So I told that part wrong, because I didn't know he said that. I thought he just texted you and was like,
no, he called me out there.
where were we?
At home, in the kitchen.
Where was I? Because I was not home when this
Yes, you were.
happened. Because I didn't get to see the picture
You-
right away. Was I at a friend's house?
No, you were there. He called me out there, talked to me about it, and then I went and got you, and I was like, talk. Was there somebody else in the car? And, like, I told you about it, obviously, before I said that.
Oh.
And then you came out to the kitchen, because I think Dad had called you out there anyway. And then
Well, okay, hold
after
on.
that,
That's basically the end of the story, so don't forget to like, comment, and definitely subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!